Hello, my name is Brandon Marshall. I am from political science, and I'm here to talk to you about how elections encourage division. So ever since the 2016 election, many of you have probably heard of this term polarization, which is this idea that the parties are increasingly diverging from each other in terms of their beliefs and their willingness to tolerate the very existence of the other party. And this has some severe negative implications for the health of our democracy. Not only is Congress increasingly incapable of the bipartisan cooperation needed for major policy initiatives, but partisans, the people who identify with political parties, are increasingly hostile to one another. This results in a situation where partisans will not recognize the legitimacy of elections won by the other party, and in extreme cases are willing to justify discrimination and violence towards the other party. And for many of us who might not be strongly attached to a political party, we wonder what has them so worked up that they're willing to indulge in such malice. Well, I argue that it's a combination of two aspects of American politics. The first, long emphasized by political science, is that the parties increasingly represent distinct parts of the American population. But what my research argues is that those differences are amplified by the ballot box. You see, the American electoral system is a brutal winner-take-all system where even one vote more gains you political power at the expense of the other group. And when you have groups that are distinct from one another, that competition becomes essentially almost a life or death situation. You see, the Democrats increasingly represent the minorities, the urbanites, the liberals, and the non-religious, whereas Republicans increasingly represent a conservative, rural, and evangelical population. And these differences already increase tension between the parties. Now, many of us have experienced family game night and the way that competition can sometimes bring out the worst in people. Imagine how much uglier you would become if you're having to compete for control of government against a party that might not even believe you're worth fighting for. That control of the White House is going to be a life or death matter in terms of resources, protections of civil rights, and just even basic values and beliefs that you hold. That is the situation that most partisans are finding themselves in right now. And so what my research finds using survey and experimental data is that when elections are highly competitive, the negativity between the groups in the parties increases and worsens. And so as long as we have an electoral system where these groups are forced into a highly competitive winner-take-all competition, polarization is likely to worsen. And that instead we need something like a proportional system that ensures that everybody gets at least some level of political power when all is said and done. Thank you for listening.